Before I start this, I also like to give all praise and glory honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone who rule and teach well, to the bishops of GMS who rule and teach well. Shalom to 144,000 men that's pushing and believing this word in all true sincerity and sacrificing their lives and wills to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreign scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Lord's name is Yahweh. The only begotten Son name is Yahweh Shai. And Lord willing, this video is edifying, quick, and straight to the point. This video right here will be entitled, "This Will Happen in Jacob's Trouble." And I'm building off of the other video and that I've done and other brothers have done around GMS with the LA riots. Now, them LA riots ain't nothing new. You know how Jake is. Oh, well, we're going to protest to see if we could get a say-so. And we all know at the end of the day, y'all, that protest ain't going to do nothing but not just get y'all deported, but bring in a controlling agent. These elites, like to stir up problems and cause problems. And through chaos agents and people that are set up to cause chaos, they literally pay people to cause chaos. And we all know that. By now you should know. But at the end of the day, these things that you see in these riots, this is going to happen in Jacob's Trouble. But it's going to be on a whole nother level because you have to think people haven't eaten. People haven't had no food, no water, no medical supplies. None of the things that, you have your access to nowadays, you ain't going to be able to have access to in Jacob's Trouble, And it says that in the scriptures. So, I'm going to go ahead and get straight to the point. So, I'm going to start off with 2nd Esdras. Because 2nd Esdras 15. I start there, then I'm going to jump to 16. So, this is 2nd Esdras chapter 15. And I start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. And woe to those that are in the world, which is this present world, this day and age. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh. And this ain't just towards Jake, but this towards all the heathen too. These heathens are going to be in Jacob's trouble, murking Jake and whatnot, but they're going to be going through the same things Jake going to go through too. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. And those riots are going to turn into, you got riots, protests, and civil unrest. Civil unrest is complete. And you got to think, they throwing rocks. They breaking up concrete and throwing rocks. It ain't going. All it takes is one gunshot. All it takes, one gunshot. And fight against another, and swords in their hands, and a modern day sword is what? A gun. These, now granted, you got Issachar over there in the LA riots, causing havoc and whatnot. But it's going to be all over. Northern and Southern Kingdom going to deal with this, and the Esau, Edom, and the other nations that's here. The whole world going to feel this shift of power, and they going to have to deal with it. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. And that's what riots are. You got to think. Them riots, they ain't just, they throwing concrete at cars and whatnot and all types of vehicles, but you got to think they could be looting stores, all of that. That's what happens in riots. People die in riots, believe it or not. There's no such thing as a peaceful riot. And Northern Kingdom dealing with the effects. They thought they wasn't going to get touched because they hand-to-hand with the white man. But now they see, they know what it feels like to deal with the Southern Kingdom have to deal with. You cannot trust this devil. And Jake be doing that too. They're not seasonal, they are seasonal, what's the word I want to use? They seasonally hate the so-called white man. Esau Edom, but in the truth, that ain't your only. You got Jake, that's your enemy. Esau Edom is the biggest enemy. Then you got Jake, Esau Edom, these heathen, and Jake. In this truth, you have multiple enemies. And Jake think, oh, well, that the white man cool, but whenever I get pulled over, oh, you a devil, this, that, and the third. But any other time, they be rooting for the white man. So that's how Jake is. Jake trusts their oppressor. But at the same time, they don't hate their oppressor like how we would. Verse 17, and man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. But yeah, when shit gets bad, when shit really hits the fan, you ain't going to be able to go wherever you want to go. You ain't going to be able to freely walk among the streets. You're going to either be in your house or in a concentration camp or on the run. And by freely walk about, I mean, you're not going to be, oh, yeah, I'm just going on a walk. No, you're going to get snatched up. So, like, you're going to get snatched up, grabbed up, and fucked up in that order. There ain't going to be no, oh, yeah, I'm just having fun. I'm just going on a walk. I'm just going to the store. No, the way things are about to be in the earth, you're not going to be able to do your regular everyday things. These people everyday lives are going to stop, and that goes for Jake too. Verse 18, for because their pride the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And yeah, that's what's about to happen. Riots lead to these events. Them riots are precursors to Jacob's trouble in full swing. Now granted, you got to think, in Jacob's trouble, let there be a riot. Oh, and then you got to think, Trump just sent some, National Guard? He just sent some, federal agents to deal with that situation. Now, in Jacob's trouble, it's gonna be DMV set up. It ain't gonna take long. They're gonna be there if they ain't already there. And Jacob's trouble ain't gonna be no 2-3 day riot. They're gonna come in with guns blazing or whoever, and if you get caught up in that, you're finished. You're in the spiritual realm. It's just that simple. I reverse it. Yeah, verse 18, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. And yeah, riots will cause these things. Riots also is caused by not just ethnic issues, but caused by what? Oppression. Ethnic issues can be oppression, but you got oppression. You got not having no food, not having no water, not being able to go get your everyday necessities and needs. So this is what we're coming into. This is what we're dealing with. This is what is about to happen in the earth. And you people think this shit's a game. Northern Kingdom thought it was a game because they hand in hand with Esau Edom. But no, you're going to get oppressed too. Just like Southern Kingdom had to. Northern Kingdom have forgotten the simple fact that Esau Edom has ransacked their land, took them out their land, kicked them out their land. Well, came over here, made treaties, broke treaties, killed them, killed the animals, killed their livestock and all of that. Took over their land and set up one of them as their own in power and rulership. These, you got to think, so-called Latinos, Issacharites, Gad and Reuben, the so-called Seminole Indians and whatnot, they did that. That's what happened. And they like to forget that. But now Esau showing them horns. Revelations 12:12 is happening now. Well, Revelations 12:12, you starting to see it. And now as things go on, start speeding up, start picking up, you gonna see Esau gonna show that he really is a demonic individual. He's the physical counterpart of Satan. He's the adversary of northern and southern kingdom. When Judah and Israel was oppressed together in Jeremiah 50:33, that's exactly what that's talking about. And here, aka America, Babylon the Great, Judah and Israel, Judah's the top 3 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, and all the rest in northern kingdom. That's exactly what happened. We are oppressed together here, and we still are. Well, I'm going to get some more scriptures. This is, I'm jumping over a chapter. This 2 Ezra chapter 16, because 2 Ezra 15 to 16 is the same thing, similar things being described and mentioned. You got that in the Old Testament too. When the besieging of Samaria, that wasn't an easy time. That wasn't a kumbaya time. So this is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 36. Behold the word of the Lord Yahweh. Behold the word of the Lord Yahweh. Receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues that draw nigh are not slack. And yeah, these plagues, what? Jacob Trouble was dealing with plagues too. You gotta think. It ain't just, Jacob Trouble gonna be a conglomerate of problems. Civil unrest, no food, no water, no access to your everyday necessities. Then you gotta think, you got strange apparitions running through and from the earth. You gotta wild animals. You gotta think about that too. If you're not of the elect, you're gonna fall by one of these ways. No matter if it's getting, we ain't even talking about a nuke yet. You can either get caught up in a plague, pestilence, getting deleted on numerous ways. And animals can come attack you. You get attacked by either the so-called white man. Ooh, that's a lot of problems in one. You gotta think there's a lot of things, and then what? You got there's a whole bunch of ways to go on in Jacob Trouble. There's literally 1,000 ways to die. That's literally what's about to happen. There's gonna be 1,000 ways you're gonna die. That's literally what's about to happen in the earth. Jake gonna be reminded that, hey, since y'all didn't trust in the Lord, since y'all didn't want to listen, okay, I'm gonna beat y'all ass. And not just that, you gonna get his ass beat too. Not just the Israelites as a whole, but these heathens gonna get their ass beat too. Everybody in the earth is gonna get judged. Verse 38. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they are not slack but a moment. It's going to be constant anguish, constant turmoil, constant problems. And it describes that when a woman is giving birth, because why? When women give birth, they're constant pain, constant suffering, agonizing. That's what's about to come on the earth. Jacob Trouble is not a time to be thinking, oh, Jacob Trouble is just a time of fun. No, it's a great time of persecution. It's deadlier than 70 AD. It's more deadlier than the besieging of Jerusalem and Samaria. That's what we're dealing with. And you people think it's cool. Y'all keep thinking it's all a game. Y'all, Northern Kingdom waking up to the fact that y'all just ain't no different than Southern Kingdom. If you're Israelite, even if you ain't an Israelite, if you on a different complexion, and not even that, it don't even matter the complexion no more. If you're not on the plan with these elites, you're a problem. And that's how they're going to look at it. If you're not with these elites, you are a part of the problem. And it's just that simple. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the whole world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Yeah, problems are going to be happening on every side. These elites getting ready to purge out these people. You people and shit, you got to think, it's already like a purge out here, the way y'all acting. So, in verse 40, O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. And yeah, the elect are going to be pilgrims upon the earth and being protected by the Lord, having angels guide them. And it's going to be like that. Because why? It's only going to be a remnant. It's not for the whole nation of Israel. Or no. I'll take that back. I'm tripping. It's not for all of Israel. And by all of Israel, I mean all the people of Israel. You got the elect, and then you got the rest. Zechariah 13:8. And it's just that simple. And y'all gonna learn the hard way. That what? I should listen. But it's ultimately predestination in the first place. So either you gonna get with the program or you ain't gonna get with the program. So I'm gonna get Amos chapter 3 and chapter 9, and then I'm gonna close out. This ain't gotta be that long. So this is Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this, the word of the Lord Yahweh has spoken against, spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Israel, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. And yeah, that's what Jake dealing with, getting punished for all their iniquities. Oh yeah, Amos 8 too also. What's that, 8 and 5, or is it? No. What's that? Famine of the word. Okay. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Then I'm going to jump to chapter 9, and I'm going to close out. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And yeah, when the prophets are removed from the highways and hedges, it's over with. We not going to be teaching when there's tanks rolled out here and DMV set up out here. That is not wise. Actually, we're, what's that? Let me see. Wait a minute. I might have to go back a chapter or two. Let me see. Is it 7? Let me see. Because what's about to happen, there's going to be troubles on every side. Let me see. Bear met. Yeah. No, wait, no, it's not. Oh, it's 5. Okay, I get 5. Yeah, I get it. This is Amos chapter 5 and I started at verse 18. I'm not going to read all of this. I'm just going to. Verse 18. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord Yahweh. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. And yeah, guess what? These times we're coming in is going to be nothing but darkness. It's not going to be no light. It's going to be nothing but straight fucking darkness, problems, and anguish and terror. And Jake only learned by terror. He just learned by terror. And I was reading Joshua this week. Joshua 2, 3, and 4 describes that these heathens was in complete disarray when they heard the children of Israel coming. They hearts faint. People don't think, people think the Lord is a joke. And you're going to be reminded that the Lord ain't a joke. His own people are going to be reminded, and you rest of you other nations are going to be reminded. In the times of Joshua, when they was taking over the land, guess what? It says that their heart was faint. Their knees got weak. That ain't no joke, man. We literally, the Lord has power and eminence radiating from the children of Israel, but himself first and foremost through Yahweh Shai. You people gonna wake up and realize, like, hey, this ain't no game no more. It's gonna be too late till they realize it though. But it's cool. It's cool because the Lord's gonna destroy all the sinners of his people. But yeah, Lord willing to edify. I'm gonna close out. Before I close, I'd like to give our praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem,